Hello there, my fellow Holotable heroes. So today feels like Conquest all over again, doesn't it? We've got a feat for Ewoks, check. Rebel boss, check. And they've got the odds modifier and they're juiced up out of their mind. Check, check. Oh boy. So get ready to bring out your Ewoks and see the best you can do. So as you've probably seen from the title, I got a gold crate. Anyway, I'll get more into it later when I show you my Ewoks. As always, I'll cover the modifier here and then feats, and I'll show you the teams that got me. Not max rewards, but you know, gold crate, I'll take it as well. Hey, you got your 2 Omicrons, that's all what you need. So if you're unable to get max rewards, the minimum what you have to do I think is tier 9. All the feats except Ewoks, and then tier 6 Ewoks. I mean, I always do tier 10, even though obviously tier 9 would be enough just to see, you know, how difficult tier 10 is with the other teams. But on that, as mentioned before, 2 teams. So the first one will be over on tier 10. So we'll be using Sif here to get the damage over times, as well as, was it Crush Them feat, where you have to defeat 3 enemies in the same turn. And then I'll hop down to tier 6, throw my Ewoks in there and get myself some nice Omicron material. In terms of modifiers, actually this is a very fun modifier. I really enjoy this one, part of the tribe. Just because all your guys get a special ability that's got a shared cooldown of 8, so you can use it quite often. Obviously the same applies to the enemy, they can go ahead and use it, but usually AI isn't obviously as clever as we are when we are using these abilities. Now depending on the role who uses it, you get different bonuses. So if you use it with an attacker, everybody get defense penetration up and assist as well. If healers or support, you get some extra turn meter. And finally, if tank uses it, this is very cool. They will taunt, but most importantly, you'll get critical hit immunity and foresight for 2 turns. Especially critical hit immunity is huge here, because remember the odds modifier for the rebels. As long as they're critting, they always have a chance to attack again and again and again. The Ewok modifier in Conquest, as you probably know, is quite annoying, right? You keep getting stunned and everything. But you know, our Ewoks aren't as good as the Ewoks in Conquest. I think we all know that. By the way, we get counter chance, some extra speed, and then whenever an enemy targets an Ewok while attacking out of turn, they get stunned, which can't be evaded or resisted, so you get some stun there. But yeah, my Ewoks didn't really last long enough to do a whole lot, to be honest. In terms of the Rebel modifier, as mentioned before, so it's the tough Rebel modifier, not the weaker one, where as long as they're critting, they have a chance to attack over and over and over again. So it can happen that sometimes, like especially Leia, you know, her triple tap, or Han on his double tap, they just go boom, 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 boom until somebody's down. So yeah, anyways, very fun, I guess, for the Rebels. As mentioned before, we have to win a full team of Ewoks. I'll be doing that on tier 6. However, here on tier 10, I'll be doing the damage over time and as well Crush Them feat with a Sith team lineup. So speaking of the Sith team, let me bring it up and show you what I'll be using today. I'm going with Traya lead, just so when these guys are attacking out of turns, they're kind of killing themselves through Traya's lead. Obviously need Malak, so that he puts fear on them whenever they critically hit him. I'm using Bastila here for her Wild Lightning ability, so she can then defeat 3 enemies in the same turn. Darth Vader, obviously he's here for his Force Crush and damage over times, and finally bringing in Revan for more fear and shock, so a little bit more control on the field. I had to do this 4 or 5 times just to line up the hits, but you know, if they don't go after Malak, just restart and go back until they go after Malak. And then what I did was I started going after Luke, just drain him, obviously use Force Crush. For the damage over time, you only need to use Force Crush I think twice, and that this will be enough. Otherwise, spread fear, isolating Luke. So Luke will be getting so many turns because of all these debuffs. Just make sure to isolate him so he's not much of a trouble. I'm going to go ahead here, use the event ability, get foresight and critical damage immunity on everybody. So these guys then can't critically hit him, which means no multiple attacks on their attacks. Perfect. So right now I'm just kind of going around here, spreading my damage. Remember, for Crush Them feat, need to get 3 enemies into the red. Now luckily these guys are very durable, so lining them up into the low health isn't all that challenging, I found out. But anyways, we can go ahead now, use again the event ability if you want to. Just decided not to, but instead use it with Basti for some extra bonus turn meter. I can go ahead, apply the fear again. So you can see, look, he's so durable here. Let's go ahead, use another Force Crush, and that's it, your damage over time feat completed. Vader was killed right after that. That's okay, he did his job. He was only there to apply 2 Force Crush, and that's it. And now the rest will have to do this by themselves. There we go. Let's go ahead again, reapply that shock, get Chewbacca out first, I think, and then we can just go around here, keep spreading the damage. Unfortunately, there was Leia there. She's got some protection recovery as well on her because she's got Zeta. So lining her up sometimes is a little bit challenging, and same as you can see Han, he's got quite a nice big health steal there. Luckily there we can now, let's just, you know, re-isolate their look. Okay, let's, I don't want to use Drain on anybody because that will probably defeat them. I want to keep these guys alive as long as possible. There we go, Han killing himself with all those counterattacks. Let's get more fear going. How are we looking? Let's put a big hit on Leia there. There we go, got her in the yellow as well. That's fine. As you can see, Leia healing herself up a little bit more because of the Zeta. Here was debating to do an AoE or not. I was worried I would kill somebody off, especially Hunter with Expose, so just use the event ability instead. Get Mass Assist on Luke, hopefully get him down. There we go, more fear. So far making slow but steady progress on these guys. Let's go ahead, pop Leia over there, get her into the red as well. So I'm not touching Leia and Han now. I'm just trying to get Luke now as well low. Just did an AoE here and it killed R2, but it doesn't matter. I really wanted to reapply the shock on these guys, so then Basti can go ahead and unleash her White Lightning once again, Luke into the red as well, that is. Okay, let's go ahead, re-isolate him. I'm just gonna basics now here. Okay. Oh, ooh, they nearly got my Malak out. Ouch. There we go. More fear. No, stay with me, buddy. Stay with me. Okay, there we go. Luckily with Traya's lead as well, we get healing whenever we deal damage to a debuffed enemy. That's why Traya is good as well. Just allows you to heal up a little bit more without using Drain. Okay, so this is the big moment, I guess. Everybody in red, low red. Actually, look here. He's still a little bit too high, I think. So I just wanted to put a couple of more hits on him. And I think now I'll do it. Come on, let's slow it down and see if this will be enough to take these guys out. Oh man, there we go. Han and Leia, they had even had Expose on them, so it was even easier. And that's it. That for me completed Crush Them feat as well as the damage over time. Especially before I need to do these 4 or 5 times until they actually hit Malak, and then once they hit Malak, I was able to a little bit spread the damage and get that done. Now let's hop down to tier 6 and let's get that Cold Crate going. So I'm just gonna bring up my Ewoks. They're actually semi-decent, to be honest. They're all gear 12. I've got Zetas on some of these guys as well. But you know, I didn't remod, it's just some random mods. I don't really use Ewoks at all, to be honest. Maybe if I would remod them, put some better mods on them, I could get some plays going. But I think with gear 12, even if you are able to survive, which I think would be very difficult gear 12, you would probably time out because you wouldn't be dealing enough damage to these guys anyways. I've seen some guys with like relic Ewoks taking them a long time to complete this. But there we go. I mean, here with at least with my Ewoks, pretty straightforward on tier 6. I just went after Chewbacca first. Let's go ahead. Unfortunately, this time Ewok Elder, so instead I called Lograve for an assist. He can go ahead, daze the guys. Well, at least 2 of them that can be dazed. R2 looks like resisted. And this is pretty much it. You just keep using specials, you keep getting assists here. And again, my gear 12 Ewoks didn't have issues here on tier 6. But I've seen other people on Discord posting, you know, even with like gear 10, 11 Ewoks, they were able to clear tier 6 without any issues. So hopefully it's going to be the same for you. There we go. R2 counter-attacking. Went after R2 next so he doesn't use smokescreen or something. And luckily he was counter-attacking and constantly stunning himself. So no issues there whatsoever. So there we go. Down he goes. Pretty straightforward. I mean, let's go ahead, use the event ability, get some turn meter for the guys. Let's see if we can push back turn meter on Luke, keep him under control, and just keep going after R2. And then I think I'll just hit auto once I get R2 down, because at this point, I just realized these guys, they're all dazed now, so they're no threat to me. Let's get a mass assist going, and I think I'm just gonna now here, autoplay, and this is pretty much it. There we go. Ewoks doing work here. Unfortunately, no max crate for me today. I don't think it's possible with Gear 12 Ewoks, at least from my testing. Before I even get a start, best case scenario, I had 3 Ewoks alive by the time I actually got a third. Sometimes even 1 Ewok survived the initial barrage from these guys. And that's it, guys. The gold is the new red, as we all know, at least for today's challenge. We'll see if we'll get a little bit easier time on Friday's challenge. But until then, guys, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.